My name is Kimberly Yost. I'm with the Justice Center for Southeast Massachusetts, located in Brockton. I've been a family law attorney for victims of domestic violence for 16 years. In terms of the verification requirements, I believe that they will exclude women and children who are living in the most coercive and violent households. Especially in rural parts of the southeastern Plymouth County, I've seen women who are so isolated they would never be able to provide any one of these documents. I'll give you an example. Janie. She was married to her batterer for 20 years. She had 5 children. None of those children were born in hospitals. None of those children attended school. And any time Janie made any connections, or her children made any connections to the community, she was uprooted by her batterer with the family and moved to another rural area. In 20 years, she never called the police. She never got a restraining order. And her son ended up killing himself. Children who are living in domestic violence households are more likely to perpetrate or accept violence in their own relationships. They're more likely to have substance abuse issues. They're more likely to have mental health issues. These are generational impacts. Many of my clients have suffered from abuse when they were growing up, and almost all of the batterers that I deal with have been raised in domestic violence households. In terms of calling the police, I've asked my clients on occasion, why didn't you get a restraining order? Why didn't you call the police? And their answer has been simple. Because he would kill me. In terms of legal access, I'm sure most of you are aware that legal resources at this time are very scarce, and every woman who would be eligible for legal aid is not going to get it. And attorneys in Plymouth County can charge about $250 an hour and up. Also, women are often not in a situation where they can file something in court because that could place themselves and their children in greater danger. Often, domestic violence is about power and control. And often when she files something with the courts, that brings it home to the batterer that she's serious, that she's really going to be leaving him, and that makes him desperate. In terms of therapists, many of my clients don't tell their family or their friends that they're suffering from abuse for many years because they're ashamed, because they believe what the batterer has said, that it's their fault. In all of my time at legal services, not one of my clients have ever called the police and told them that they were being raped, although many of my clients were raped by their batterers. Not one. In terms of flexibility for women to have an opportunity to go to a therapist, right now in our society we have GPS devices that are being placed on my clients' vehicles. They're being placed in their phones. They've got nanny cams and security cams in their living room. For them to go and have the opportunity to see a therapist or call an attorney, and I'll be very quick, would be putting them in danger. I had a client earlier this year. I was on the phone with her advising her to get a restraining order for her safety. Minutes after we hung up the phone, the batterer called her and said, I know you. I know you're thinking about going to court, and this is what's going to happen to you if you do that. And I've had clients in my office at an initial interview have their cell phones, and the batterer's calling them, and I can hear them being threatened. Because now with cell phones, batterers have 24-hour access to their victims. They can call and demand to know where they are and what they're doing at all times. So I would urge you to adopt the recommendations that are proposed by Susan Elson in Mass Law Reform and the others that are representing victims of domestic violence. Thank you.